Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. If you are new here, I'm Alina Ghost and I have a 10-month-old baby boy called Aiden, and about a month ago I decided to try every single brand of reusable nappies. So today I'm going to be covering Bells Bumz specifically. So let's get straight into Bells Bumz. Actually, I have so much to say and I've tried out so many of their product that actually I think I'm going to split up by product type. So today I'm going to be covering their pocket nappies specifically with their inserts, but I do have their nighttime nappies and I also have their wrap as well. So I'm really looking forward to actually sharing those with you, but they will be separate. Let's start off with the basics. So this nappy is designed by another UK mum, which is awesome, and it's manufactured in China, just so that you know, and similarly to some of the other nappies that I reviewed so far. In terms of the nappy itself, it comes with an outer shell, so the PU layer, which is really easy to dry, similarly to the other pocket nappies. And actually I prefer pocket nappies. I absolutely love them because they're quick to dry and then I can swap and change the inserts as I please. And this is actually where Bells Bumz differs, because their inserts are really good quality. So they've got 2 layers of bamboo and 2 layers of hemp, so really natural materials, really good quality materials that ensure absorbency and as much absorbency as possible. That's why there's some people who swear by Bells Bumz for those night nappies, but as I mentioned, I won't be covering that today, but I will be in the future. This absorbency means that actually they are a slim pocket nappy, so actually they're not as chunky as some of the other ones, especially if you've got like microfiber. I've found, because I have to layer on those microfibers inserts in the pocket nappy, that actually they become so chunky. So this is a great alternative. I like the fact that I'm able to have something quite slim, especially if I'm going out, and I know that I can actually trust it to work because it's absorbent, because it's a really good quality material. I have found that it actually lasted me between 2 to 3 hours. I actually must say that it's not as absorbent as the Nappy News brand that I tried. So I actually reviewed that last week, and if you want to have a look at that, I'll add a link for you right now. But essentially I found that it's probably because of the way that I can't fold it compared to the Nappy News one. So for Bells Bumz, I actually found that the nappy, so the pocket itself, has 2 gaps. So it's got openings on either end, and although it makes it really easy to stuff and make sure that actually the inserts are really flat, when it comes to stuffing it for a baby boy, that becomes a little bit trickier. So I like to stuff extra inserts for a baby boy, and I'll show you how I fold that specifically for a boy. And I found that actually they come out so much easier because there's a gap at the front. If you've got a girl, it's probably not a problem, and actually in the end I ended up not folding it in that way and just using it for those 2 to 3 hours instead. The other thing that I wanted to mention is actually their designer feel. So when it comes to most of their products, so like their inserts, for example, their wraps and things like that, they've got that awesome rainbow edging, which I love because, as I said, it feels like quality, it feels luxury, it feels like a designer product because you've got like that rainbow edge and it's so clear to know what brand it is, but at the same time it's beautiful, it's really well made. And I love the fact that actually the inserts are also good quality, they're not just pretty. So that brings me nicely to the pocket designs themselves. They've got so many different designs. They've got a range of beautiful patterns and colours. So if you are looking for a good quality nappy and a nappy that is really pretty, then this is definitely one to choose. I was also going to mention the nappy sizing and just go through that with you just a little bit. So I do like the fact that actually I think even as my son grows, so he is 10 months old, but he's big for his age, and as he's growing I have no doubt that actually he's going to be quite a bigger fella compared to some of the other average kids out there. So the fact that he is on the chunkier side, I think that actually this nappy will last him until he's 2+, so basically until he's potty trained, because that nappy has a really good sizing on the side. So in terms of the poppers, you can really go far out and you don't have to worry about the fact that it might not last you a long time. And you don't have to worry about the fact that they might grow out of it very quickly. They also have the usual popper system, just in case you don't know, where you can actually adjust the sizing from like the bottom side of the things, the side of them, so they will fit the child specifically to their frame, which is very good, and that's why I very much like pocket nappies anyway. The other thing that I was going to mention is actually that they don't have a reinforcement popper. So it's not essential, it's just simply because I know what I like, and I very much like having extra protection, in the sense that my son started to like take those poppers off, take the Velcro off. So having a reinforcement popper really does help. But at the same time, even though they don't have that reinforcement popper like some of my other nappies do, I haven't found it to be an issue. Aiden hasn't managed to pop them open just yet. And the other good news is the fact that they're not as annoying as the Alva Baby Nappies poppers. So I did have an issue actually like snapping the poppers together, but when it comes to Bells Bumz, I don't have that issue, and I'm very happy about that. You shouldn't be surprised that with a good quality nappy, you actually have to put some money towards it. So yes, one nappy and an insert is around, let's say, from that £15 mark to that £19 mark. So they are on the pricier side, depending on what you're buying, what design you're buying, what inserts you're buying it with, because it can go much higher than that. I, for example, nearly spent £50 on new Bells Bumz just when I was trying it out, and I was really hopeful for something that good quality, and I definitely did get that. There is a Facebook group dedicated to Bells Bumz, so if you do want to try it out and you want secondhand, you can definitely do that. I'll add a link to the Facebook group below. Do join, do have a look, and actually they've got really good tutorials and advice on how to use the nappy correctly, because I at the beginning definitely found that there was some leakages on the sides until I started to actually use it properly, correctly, with those poppers and everything. Just quickly, I did want to mention that although the pocket nappy does dry really quickly, because the inserts are that really absorbent natural material, it's very similar to my other inserts that are hemp, bamboo, in the sense that it does take a long time to dry. So I do like to use a mix of inserts, actually having some microfiber, having some bamboo or hemp, and actually partnering those up together so that they are working well together and that they dry at different speeds, and I have some left over for like the next day or the day after that. But that's definitely something to keep in mind, in the sense that hemp and bamboo in general does take a long time to dry. So when it comes to those inserts, it does take a while. And actually that's probably one of the things that I found with the night nappies as well, that it does take a while, but I won't ruin my review of that, which is coming later. In terms of how I wash the nappy, so I usually do it around that 40-degree mark, but I have accidentally washed it at 50 and at 60, and actually it survived. So I haven't seen any fraying so far. I'm sure if I continue washing it at 60, the material might disintegrate or whatever, but I haven't seen any signs of that just yet. So fingers crossed, it seems to be okay, and just know it should be 40 degrees that you should be washing that pocket nappy and the inserts with. I haven't seen any stainage issues, so my baby boy has pooped many a time in the nappies and we haven't seen any issues so far. So fingers crossed there's also no stainage, and actually it seems like the material is able to just clear that out and it still becomes white afterwards without actually having any issues, and at 40 degrees as well. So this thing that I'm going to tell you in a second is actually nothing unusual. I found that with natural materials, when they get washed, they actually do crease a little bit. And the way I dry them, which is like vertical, I actually found that some of them need reshaping afterwards. This is something that they say in the instructions as well, so make sure that you are aware of how you are drying them. I like to dry them downwards with that peg thing. I got mine for about £4 at Dunelm. And basically it's got lots of pegs and I just dry them vertically, which I'll show you now. Basically I was just going to say, as like my other good quality nappies, I found that I need to reshape them with my thumbs before I stuff them into the nappy, just to make sure that they are still flat. So that's pretty straightforward around actually washing them. I haven't tried tumble drying them. The instruction says that you shouldn't, but I'm hoping to try tumble drying in general with reusable nappies. So I'm hoping that actually it doesn't go too badly. So yeah, I think that's it really. It's a really straightforward review. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy the video, please do give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, so especially on Bells Bumz, that nighttime nappy, that will be going live very soon. So do subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much and I'll see you next time.